Hi, I'm Vince from Florida Shores Truck Center, and we had a trailer in the shop the other day, and I noticed that they were using a tool group that we don't use on a regular basis. It's actually the one for doing rear ends, and so I ran out there with my cell phone and took some pictures of it. It's not a very good picture, but it'll give you an idea of how to do this particular type of bend. It was a trailer axle, and the axle had negative camber on both sides, and it was towed out. And what we did is we pushed with the ram at a 45-degree angle to correct both things at one time. And one side was more than the other. So what we did is we used one ram and we had it over to one side so that it would take more, it would make more of an adjustment on one side than the other. And then after we got it to where both sides were even, then we put the rams in the middle. We started with the 25-ton ram, which is usually what we used for trailer axles, and it just didn't have enough force, so then we put an additional 25 tons. They're actually 25-ton rams, and in the video it says they're 25,000, but they're actually 25-ton. And then we pushed on it and got everything right where we wanted it. And this is a picture of the tool group that we used. It's a beeline setup. And you know, if I would have known we were going to do this, then we probably would have set up a regular camera and made it better. But we may not do another bend like this and use that tool group for another 5 or 6 years. So I wanted to get as much of it as I could on video so I could show the mechanics if they need to do it again, and also so we could show the people on YouTube, you know. Okay, and that's all. Okay, you guys, this is an axle that has toe out. It's got like a 1/2 inch of toe out, and it also has negative camber on both sides. We got about 5/8 on the right side negative, and we got 7/16 negative on the left side. So we're going to put the ram at about a 45-degree angle, and we want to move this side more, so we have the ram over to this side more, and we're going to bend it a little bit and then see what we got. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to put some pressure and release it, and then we're going to keep doing that until we get the camber to change, and then we're going to see if we need to move the ram up or down or from one side to the other to get the readings that we want. I'll tell you when to stop if you want. All right, let's see. You're up to 1/2 positive? Well, why is yours move more than this one? Well, no, this is 1/4 positive now. But it's got to be bending more to this side than that side. How's the toe?
You on the line?
Now I'm on the line.
Okay, I'm plus 1/4 here.
Plus 1/4?
Yeah.
Okay. So we need to go a little more. Go a little more. Yeah, go up to about 3/4 and then we'll release it. Okay, I got a 1/2. No, I got about a 1/2 now. Okay, let's release it now and see what it goes to. Really? Okay. Just let it down until it gets to just barely to the 0, and then we'll take our readings. So he's letting the pressure off now, but we're going to leave just a little bit for tension because we want the we don't want the jack to fall out. Okay, let's see what we got now. We're gonna go a little further now. Oh, that's it. Okay, we're all the way up to 1. So, you know, you got to go past where what you want. Okay. All right. Vader, watch out. Get out of the way. Okay. Now we're going to put some more pressure on. We're going to go another 1/4 degree. We're going to take it up to 1.5 on this side now. Keep on going. Shit. That scared me. Alright, ho. A little more. Okay, that's plenty. Okay, now release it. Yeah. Okay, so we went up to 1 degree positive on this side here and didn't do enough. It moved it a little, so now we're going to go to 1 3/8 positive. Okay, go ahead and pressurize it. It's moving.
Moving?
Yeah, mine was. It moved a little. Okay, hold it. Now it's stopped. Okay, we're gonna have to put another ram, get a little more pressure. Okay, so we put the 1 ram up there and put 10,000 pounds of pressure, and it wouldn't move. So we just got another ram and put it up there. So now we got 40 tons pressure. Well, 40,000 pounds, because those are two actually 50,000. Those are 25,000 pound rams. Okay. All right. Okay. So what we did, we needed to bend the right side a little bit more than the left side. So now we've got them both equal. So we moved the rams more towards the center, so that we're going to do an equal bend now, instead of more towards the right side. And we're almost where we need to be. I mean, we're real close. We just need to move it about another 1/4 of a degree. Okay, so when we started, we had a 1/2 inch of toe in. And, you know, the other side is on the line, and that right now we're almost exactly on 0. And then on the camber, we had a 5/8 negative, and now we got right about an 1/8 negative, which is fine. So it's just about perfect. It's plenty good. It'll wear the tires fine like this. And then now all we got to do is set the tandem spacing, which we're going to have to cut some welds loose, and you know, we'll have to set the tandem spacing or the thrust angle, whatever you want to call it. And we got Vader here watching, but when we start bending, he knows to get out of the way. I just tell him watch out, and he gets right out of the way. It didn't take him long when he come to work here to learn that when I tell him to be careful and get out of the way, that's what you need to do.
Want me to push?
Okay, so we went ahead and we bent that axle. We got the camber where we wanted it, and we got the toe in where we wanted it, and it was fine. And the other axle, it was slightly bent too. It was an older trailer, and we didn't do any adjustment on it because it wasn't bad enough to warrant all that additional labor and money. And then we had to set the spacing. The spacing was off, and to do that we had to cut all the welds loose, and we actually had to notch out the towers there so we could move the bolts one way or another. And then we welded it all together, and everything worked fine. We gave it back to our customer. So thanks for watching. You know, the video was not very good, but the content was good. It was something that we don't do that very often, and that's why we went ahead and filmed it anyway, because we only had this one time to do it, and we might not use that tool group for a long time. But thanks for watching.